You know, it's really weird how sometimes your dreams can turn into nightmares. When I was 10 years old, I dreamt of owning the ultimate video shop that only stocked the kind of movies that I liked. You know, Hammer horror films, carry-on comedies, Z-grade sci-fis. But there was a problem. You see, I was a film nerd, not a businessman. After years of building my dream store, I realized I wasn't making any money. I'd just turned 30. All I had was a dog's breakfast of a video shop, and I just wanted to run away. Trash was a dusty little hole in the wall in Fortitude Valley, which used to be the King's Cross or the Soho of Brisbane. We seemed to think a sleazy video shop would fit right in. I was working for Social Security since I got out of university, and for about 5 years I'd sat on the front line at the pensions office, you know, enduring the most hideous, 9-to-5 grind that you could imagine. Just about every paycheck was going on a little pile of movies. And after about 4 or 5 years of hardcore collecting, I looked at the literally hundreds of piles of videos at home and thought, I think I've got enough to start up a video shop. Nice dreams. He turns into a lizard.
The lizard.
Yeah, and they're selling dope out the back of an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
That's not that one.
Good, I don't think I've seen this one.
That's great.
That's brilliant.
I've managed to achieve probably about 70% of the original concept, which was to concentrate any genre or any style of film that I thought was worthwhile and put it into the one shop, almost like an archive or a museum of forgotten films, spy films, actors as directors, costume drama. These are arranged by auteur. An entire shelf of carry-on film. Vintage smut. Wham bam thank you Spaceman. It's probably one of the worst sex films that you would ever get your hands on. It is a hoot. Super Monster, the final in the first series of Gamera the Flying Turtle films. This is my favourite video in the shop, hands down. A Filipino midget spy film called For Your High Only. Little Weng Weng here, who plays Double Agent 00. His main trick is to run up to someone, punch them in the cods, and then run through their legs. Just nuts. What else can I show you? I guess Trash would have been different from other video stores because it was run by film obsessives rather than real businessmen.
When I came to work at Trash Video, my first impressions were not that it was a disorganised shambles, because I was just excited to be working there. But once you get in the trenches and you spend a while there, you start to realise that, man, this place is just collapsing around you. This is how we keep track of movies that are out at the moment. We put them on cards, and in theory, we put the cards in numeric order. That's about 8 months worth of rentals there. And someone should really go through this. Computers are good, I hear. It was a manual filing card system. There wasn't really anything on computer. If I recall, I'm trying to think of what the computer was for that we had in the store. It may have had a list of films on it. I honestly can't remember what purpose this thing served. it was fun. It was very chaotic, but chaos in a business environment, if you're going to be serious about it, it doesn't work for long.
After about 4 years of trash, I was earning marginally more than the dole.
At the end of the day, I'm still perpetually poor. I've still got the arse hanging out of my pants, and my integrity is intact, but, really, it feels like I've been eating 2-minute noodles for the last 5 years,
The position we were in was wrong. There was no parking. We were just in the midst of this hive of bums and junkies and not film aficionados.
Andrew obviously wasn't making a huge amount of money at the time, and so I guess I tended to help out a little bit with some of the household bills and what have you. We didn't go away on all those fun holidays that we used to do all the time. I guess in a way it did have a bit of an impact on our relationship.
I don't spend anywhere near as much time as I would like with Helen, but that's one of the sacrifices you've got to make, I guess.
Really, it was not making much money at all, and Andrew was really quite depressed, and there was talk of maybe he should shut the whole thing down or sell everything off and, go off and do something else, and he was quite down about it.
And then after a while, I got a bank job, which was supposed to be about 10 hours a week, and it started to take over my life. The idea of making a career out of the bank job, that would have meant going back to an existence of endless 9-to-5 mediocrity. I remember that feeling really well. I mean, it was one of the most heartbreaking moments of my life when I realized that I had to close trash. The potential business partner approached us with the idea of trying to take trash somewhere else. He did plant in my mind the idea of trying to take trash to the next logical level, which would be in a larger shop, servicing a larger population of people. And so I was kind of lured by the prospect of dollar notes waving in the breeze. The potential business partner came to us with the idea of trying to take trash somewhere else. I mean, the shop was pretty well at a dead end. I mean, there was nowhere for the shop to go. Other than downhill. So I listened to the plan and I thought, maybe I could actually make some money out of this. We drove around the inner city of Brisbane looking at potential sites. Just about every suburb was either too expensive or too hard to get to, except for this one particular site in West End. The idea of a trash that worked was so seductive that I fell for the idea hook, line and sinker.
Andrew started talking about things that he perhaps was not really interested in just because he would have to please the other side, which of course you have to do in any sort of business. I think deep down I suspected that what the partner wanted for the shop and what I wanted for the shop were two completely different things. He said, just consider trash going to the next level with new releases.
that would defeat the whole purpose of the shop, which was to be an anti-video shop. But of course, an anti-video shop doesn't make any money.
Well, the deal fell through. The situation is this: I'm stuck where I am. I mean, you know, I've come to this horrible crossroads in my life where, you know, I've turned 30 and I don't have a house and I don't have a car. I don't have a block of land, I don't have anything that a bank would consider an asset. All I've got is a shop full of, you know, videos I've spent the last 10 years buying that no one really gives a damn about. I mean, otherwise I'm just going to stay small all my life. The question is, do I want to go on? Or do I want to close the doors down and just say, it's over?
If the business went under, then really I had nothing to show for, you know, all of my adult life. And I really didn't know where to go from there. I felt I had one last option to try and salvage trash. And so I sent out an email to the 800 or so people on our email list and said, a partnership fell through. Does anyone out there want to become a partner? And then I got an email from a very old customer, one of our favourite customers. It had 4 words in the email. It said, maybe I can help. So we met for coffee. He said, fine, I trust you. Here's the money. And right at that moment, if I was able to cry, I would have.
He knew this guy from conversations, but really only from the store. But it just was meant to be. It just worked, and they work really well together, being the silent partner and Andrew being the face of trash video. They both have this fascination for the weird, not for the all-important dollar.
I think the reason why I warmed to the idea of the new partner was because he basically gave control back to me and said, do whatever you think it takes to get the shop back on its feet.
It couldn't continue as it was. Nobody knew what was where. It was, I wouldn't say it was a catastrophe, but it was close. It needed to evolve.
See, at the moment, trash is a monkey. Monkeys hate technology. Monkeys thrive on writing things down on cards and assuming that other monkeys are going to make sense of it. Monkeys hate technology. Monkeys hate the machine. The new trash is a robot, is a number machine. Monkey hate the machine. Robot hate the monkey. See what I mean?
At that particular point, I had no fondness left whatsoever for the shop. So it must have been time to move on.
That's my dream shop across the road. Hopefully. Hopefully it will be mine. They are auctioning the property that we would absolutely kill to move into.
$450,000 first call. At $450,000 second call. We've got those tenants who will happily talk to you this afternoon if you're interested. At $450,000, third and final call. All finished, all done. Ladies and gentlemen, we're well under the seller's expectations at $450,000. I'm going to pass the property in on auctioneer's a bid of $550,000.
No one's bought it. Well, the implications are that the owner may accept our offer of tenancy now that the property has been passed in way below expectations. I don't want to sound smug or anything, but I think we got it.
When I saw the new store, I was quite taken aback. There was a light and space. There wasn't just a thick film of filth over everything, and yeah, there didn't appear to be any, knife-wielding maniacs loitering around the front of the store, so that was good.
Monster relocation sale, monster relocation sale, monster relocation sale, monster relocation sale. We're ready to sign on Monday. Notice big smile. Can't seem to get rid of it. It's time to gloat. I feel like it's the end of an era, but the birth of a new one. I feel like one door is closing, but another is opening. I feel that I've done something incredible. I feel like, one cliche closes and another just bursts forth into fruit. This is it. It's the bloody end of it. The end of Trash Mark 1. You are officially our last customer at our Valley store. There you go. And... I can't. It's been 5 years of my life. Last one. It took 10 days between closing the doors at the old shop and opening the doors at the new one. I had never lifted so many boxes or had so many sleepless nights in a row in my life.
What needed to happen is what did happen, which was just the most basic updating of our data onto computer files.
The idea of a trash that worked was pretty much the only thing that kept me going at that point. The entire move was fueled on sugar and caffeine.
The small army that we gathered to help with the move, they were sleep deprived. They were running on nothing. We didn't have any money with which to lay out a lunch tray for these people. Everyone was doing it purely for the love of it.
At a certain point between shops, I swear I didn't know the difference between reality and fantasy. It felt like I was walking through a dream, a very bizarre dream that I was going to wake up from at any moment.
I had a dream, it must have been about 4 o'clock this morning, that I came across the store. I'd never seen it before. And when I opened up the doors, something happened. And I woke up just as I opened up the door of the store. So I've got no idea what's going to happen.
The mood was, I wouldn't say one of trepidation, but it was, we'd risked a lot. What was going to happen?
I mean, obviously we were going to have to find new ways of making money. One way was stocking recent releases. We came to the crux. How do we possibly integrate it into a store that calls itself Trash? So we came across the idea of making a mainstream section.
By having a section that is dubbed mainstream, it forces people to confront, this is what I like, and it's one shelf amongst many, many shelves.
I mean, we've lumped together about 20 years of Hollywood mediocrity and concentrated it into 9 shelves. It's almost like a monolith of the mundane. But we were able to integrate them into the shop in a way that we could, live with ourselves.
Feels like a defining moment.
Oh, look at that.
Here's the ribbon. Okay, everybody up. No. You're just making me nervous. All right. Well, at this point, I'm about 5 minutes away from dropping dead of exhaustion. This has been 2 weeks coming from 2 months of probably the most stressful period of my life. But I believe that it's all going to be worth it. Welcome to Trash. Mark 2. Actually, Lance?
Good on you, Lance.
Lance? This is really Lance's baby. Yeah. Lance has been with us for over 3.5 years now, and I've always promised. I said one day he'd get a full-time job out of it, and there you go, Lance. It's your first day of work. Go for it.
Getting all misty.
Did I mention this air conditioning?
Walking into the new shop was almost like finally growing up. We've probably now got twice as many customers that we had in the old shop. I can actually go away and have a holiday now, and it works beautifully. My mission has always been to bring the good films out under the noses of people who would otherwise never know about them. And, it seems like kind of a frivolous mission, but, I think a lot of people have had a good time along the way.